is that familiar sound again. As I've said few times before, this I'm going to have this as my morning alarm. You know, wake up to the Cow Corner intro music. This is Prashant and Siddharth. And, you know, I have a bit of a tech story to tell at the beginning of this show. So, it's day 12 at the World Cup. And, you know, it's interesting. We're just thinking the World Cup just started, but it's 12 days already of the group stages. And it's almost, I think the group stages almost concluded, but still there was one match that was still happening or happened on the 12th day, which would have had implications on the Super 8s if Namibia would have created like super duper upset. But before we get into that, so Siddharth, just a confession. So we had a bit of a technical glitch this morning. It was a significant technical glitch that happened during my conversation with the Jatan, and I realized that big technical glitch was someone or something between the keyboard and the chair on my side. So whatever is there between the keyboard and the chair.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is it a technical glitch or a human error?
It's a user error, correct. So I forgot to record my chat with Jatan. I thought I had a fun conversation with Jatan. So I'll proxy for him. So to talk about a couple of matches, 3 matches again that happened today. Pakistan, Namibia was the most consequential. If Namibia would have pulled off any sort of an upset, that would have had an impact on Super 8. But it went, you know, pretty much like all the way Pakistan's way. And we are, you know, now we're just thinking, it's Pakistan, I think maybe barring the match against India, which is always, again, as we have talked before, as if it's happening in some sort of a bubble and it doesn't belong to even the World Cup in a sense, if you know what I mean. They seem to be, you know, doing really well. So Pakistan scored 199 and Namibia got bowled out. And Siddharth, before I get your take on it, one thing I noticed was Shaheen Shah Afridi got dropped. I don't know, rested or dropped, I don't know, but you know, we have kind of seen him struggle a bit. So curious, what do you think?
Yeah, on that first part, I think it's good to see Sahibzada Farhan getting that 100. So 3 days, 300s now, back to back to back.
Yeah. Wow.
After
True.
no hundreds before that, right? So they really stacked them all towards the end of the group stage. Farhan, he's the one player, even in the India match, where I was actually a little bit worried. If he got going, he could have done something, you know. But after he got out, especially the way he got out against India, playing a very soft, like, you know,
Mm,
shot, clearly not judging the length, just popping it up to mid on. Um, I wasn't really scared of the rest of the Pakistani lineup.
mm.
Um, so good to see that he kind of moved past that and scored runs.
Yeah.
Uh, there was also the emergence of Khawaja Nafe coming in at number 4.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He finally made it into a match as well, I guess, as well as Salman Mirza, who replaced Shaheen Shah Afridi as the de facto left arm paceman in the lineup. So
Mm, mm.
I don't really see that being a change that sticks. I think this was mostly probably a rest. Given that Pakistan is playing all their matches in Sri Lanka for the knockout stages, it seems like they're going to go with a more spin-heavy approach.
Mm.
Shadab Khan also being in the runs gives them a little bit more flexibility in their lineup. Again, in this match as well, you had Usman Tariq take 4 wickets in 3.3 overs. Shadab Khan, as I mentioned, 3 wickets himself. So
Another four for.
yeah, another four for there you go, another stat. So Pakistan have a lot of good takeaways from this match. Then
Yeah.
Namibia just I don't know, couldn't get going at all in this match, to be honest,
Yeah.
or by
Yeah.
far the inferior side.
So the 2 groups that are lined up right now, the first group is India, South Africa, West Indies, and Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, and the other one is Pakistan, Sri Lanka, England, and New Zealand. So
Yeah.
the Super 8 matchup should be fun. And the other match that actually there are two matches that happened today: India and Netherlands, and the other one was South Africa and UAE, which again, you know, it's another good match actually, good
Mm.
exposure for UAE to play against South Africa, but it was basically a one-sided affair again. Um,
Yeah.
in South Africa, I guess just
So actually, I have something small to say about that match because
yeah.
the first 5 overs of that match, right? For my time in Chicago, that happens at around like 11:30 to 12,
Hmm.
right, in the evening.
Yeah.
And I was watching this match, and just the craziest stuff was happening, right? Like there was a dropped catch, like Rabada bowling, like really bad deliveries down the leg side, like just all sorts of like weird stuff was happening in the first 5 overs. So
Oh, really?
it was a
Okay.
bit of a comedy, yeah.
Hmm. And UAE were they able to score, get to a good start, and you thought they might make a match out of it?
I mean, yeah, Mohammad Wasim got off to another good start, right? I mean, he had a tournament of good starts, essentially. 22 of
Hmm.
12 again in this one. But again, just it was just a very odd, like strange first 6 overs, first power play. A lot of just weird shots, dropped catches, bad bowling, good bowling. It had kind of everything. When I was watching South Africa bowl during that time, it was a bit interesting actually. They look quite human as a team. Like, especially Kwana Mafaka, right? So he played in this match. I think his first two deliveries were like big wides down the leg side, and then his
Hmm.
third delivery was hit for four. And, it was just they were all over the place. But obviously they came back and kind of won. But
So I guess South Africa wanted to get rid of all the rubbish they had, get it out of the way, so that they're
yeah, I
ready
guess.
with their share of. By the way, I just realized that you're wearing a T-shirt. I know this is a audio podcast. You're wearing a T-shirt from 2 years ago, T20
Yes.
World Cup. Um, One somebody bought for you during the India USA match that we went to watch in Long Island. So time flies. The third match obviously was India Netherlands, and Abhishek Sharma got another duck. So, a lot of people are saying, one of the maybe that joke I had was you need to have ducks in a row, but not if you're a batter. You don't want ducks in row. But Abhishek is like his third duck in 3 innings in the World Cup. And the thing
Yeah.
is, Surya actually went through a similar patch weirdly. Surya Sky, that is, almost within last 1 year. There was a time when he was not only not scoring, Surya was getting out on ducks. One of the
Mm.
comments I heard from Kotak, who is India's batting coach, that this is before India's match against Netherlands, that they don't overanalyze. But maybe it's time for them to analyze bit tactically speaking, right? We're not saying there is some like form or other issue, but maybe tactically they should think, should he take slightly different approach, or do you feel, this kind of stuff happens, let's just believe your skills and your game and keep going?
I mean, it's two-parted. I think in this innings, it looked like he had lost the mental battle before going out there. And if the player is losing the mental battle, no coaching is going to fix that. So in
Mm,
that sense, I agree. Like the overanalyzing from the coaching, I mean, he's been in this situation before. He knows what to do. Um, three ducks in a row, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel, I guess, about that. But there, as long as the player hasn't a strong enough mentality to kind of leave them in the past, I don't.
mm.
I agree. Like you don't need to overanalyze it. I'm not really that worried, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's also unreasonable or wishful. It's not really wishful thinking on my part to
Hmm.
expect Abhishek to bounce back.
Yeah. No, I know what
He
you mean.
is the number one ranked T20 player of the past year for a reason. I
Yeah.
don't think that's all fluke. You could look at a Sanju Samson and be like, Okay, it happened with Sanju Samson, so maybe it can happen with Abhishek too.
Hmm.
I just don't feel like that's happening, but
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think so. India's batting is deep enough. I think so. One of the thoughts I had was like, would India bench him and bring Sanju Samson for first match of Super 8s? But definitely not.
Oh,
No, right?
definitely not.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. That was just me panicking.
My key takeaway from this match wasn't actually about the batting.
Mm,
Um, to me, it was actually about our bowling.
yeah.
Actually, our lack of those bowlers, those spinners, those batsmen who can bowl spin,
Mm,
was kind of apparent because I don't think Shivam Dube, even though, he had 2 for 35 in this match, is a viable option to bowl
correct.
against a team like West Indies or
Yep.
South Africa.
Yep.
Um, potentially, like Abhishek Sharma could be, potentially Tilak Verma could be, but we
Mm,
don't have someone like your boy Aiden Markram, right?
yeah.
Who is confident, experienced to be bowling in those Super 8 level situations.
Yeah.
We have our main bowlers. If any of them are getting hit, we don't really have a backup.
Plan D.
And they are strong bowlers, so it's I think you want to back your good players. I was just a little bit concerned. Washington Sundar as well, 4 overs, 36 runs, only 3 dots, right? Wasn't able to
Mm,
apply pressure or provide a threat of wickets, right? So, I mean, Varun Chakravarti obviously doing his thing, 14
yeah.
runs, 3 wickets, 3 overs, 9 dots, right? So, um, that's great to see. But apart from Chakravarti and Akshar Patel, I mean we have some good guys there, but we also don't have like that backup, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but is that a struggle for a lot of teams, right? We talked about spin weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, once Super 8 starts, should be fun. So I did ask Jatan the question about, I think what I had asked you yesterday. What would be if there is one match you're looking forward to in super weights? I mean, they all would be fun. There's no question about it, right? All matches would be awesome. If there is one, which one would you look for? And you had mentioned West Indies, South Africa. Jatan said India, South Africa. So South Africa was common, and the other group, the Y group, you had mentioned Sri Lanka, England, and
Yeah.
Jatan said Sri Lanka, Pakistan, because a point was Pakistan is like maybe a top of the game. They are peaked right now. Sri Lanka is playing at home. Would be so from his perspective. Those are the two matches. Particularly, if you had to pick between them, it's that matchup he was looking for.
Yeah, I think our heads are in the same like, kind of in the same direction.
Yeah.
Um, I think Sri Lanka being the host, uh, has and being in the arguably weaker group or the group that has teams that are less informed than
Mm.
say West Indies, India or South Africa, they have a really good chance of making it to the semifinals. So see how they fare.
Yeah, so I guess just another day or two left of the group stages matches. I guess teams will figure out what to get out of them, and then the weekend Super 8 start.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about Ranji, if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, it it's funny you say that
There's
because
some there's some wild score lines.
correct. Yeah, actually, Jatan had mentioned about Ranji also.
Yeah.
Yeah, for others who don't know, Ranji Trophy, and it's named after a great Ranjit Singh, like from the past. And you can look him up. It's like a legendary, really old timer cricket player, centuries ago. Um, but Ranji Trophy is a premium first class tournament domestic in India, and that's where if you do well in Ranji Trophy, there's a good chance you get picked for Test and
Yeah, it's
ODIs.
it's just I mean KL Rahul is playing in the Ranji Trophy right now,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's actually part of one of the wild score lines, right? So
yeah.
Karnataka batting first scored 736 runs in the first innings against Uttarakhand. Okay, so KL Rahul spearheading that with 141 of 211 deliveries opening the batting. But somehow that was overshadowed by DDP. They have the Tariqo, 232 of 330 deliveries, right? And then another century, of course, and then a few half centuries down the line. So it's just absolutely wild score line. Currently, Karnataka is 802 runs ahead at the end of day 4. So I'd imagine they just declare, or I guess it's a 4-day match, is it?
Semi-finals are 5 day.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
I'd imagine, yeah. I mean, it would be kind of wild if they hadn't declared earlier then.
Yeah, and those you can win on a first innings lead. And Karnataka has been like traditionally powerhouses, right? Both
Yeah,
batters and bowlers.
yeah.
There were times when in India's
Prasidh
international
Krishna
team.
right now as well. He
Yep,
plays for Karnataka.
yep. And we had at some point I thought VVS Lakshman, but I was completely wrong. He's from Hyderabad, but Dravids and Kumble. I mean, lot of batters and bowlers. Javagal Srinath. Karnataka is a big powerhouse. Just from a personal perspective, Mumbai is not to be seen on the semi-final level at all right now. So Mumbai is out. But then the other story, actually, Ranji Trophy story, Siddharth, is
Yep.
Jammu and Kashmir, J&K beating Bengal. Decisive win, not the win on the first innings. And again, if folks don't know the context, they'll be like, so what's the big deal? One team beating the other? No, J&K, first time in their history getting this far in a domestic tournament, and against a team that has Mohammad Shami and Akash Deep and like really fiery
Mukesh Kumar.
Mukesh Kumar. Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
the score line, as you mentioned, for that match is also equally crazy, that Jammu Kashmir made 302 when Bengal had made 328. So they actually conceded 26 runs first innings lead, but then bowled out Bengal for 99,
yeah.
right? Which is kind of crazy. And then they won by
What
6
you'd call
wickets.
a phone number scorebook.
Yeah.
500 12 14 24 8 10 0 11 6 9.
Nine. Nuts. So a lot of interesting things happening in India's domestic cricket, and as as we had discussed before, the likes of even Ishan Kishan and a lot of other players, if they mean business, they go back to domestic cricket. I'm sure if you're in Australia, you go and play Shield cricket. In England, you'll play county cricket, right? You go back to domestic
Yeah.
cricket to get your form in, or get in form, or maintain your form. So
Yeah.
interesting
Match.
thing.
There's no practice like match playing in a match. You know,
Yep. Yep.
no matter how great you
Correct.
are, there's no practice like playing in a match.
Playing in a match. Yep. So again, as the World Cup thing is going on, there are a lot of interesting thing happenings in other forms of cricket. One of them being India's domestic season. Okay, cool. So we'll track over next couple of days what's happening, rest of the matches, and see if any breaking news come along. Otherwise, patiently wait for the Super Eights to begin, and just to use another dad joke, high definition Super Eights. If you know what Super Eights are, it used to be a really old recording format, low def, but awesome. So if nothing else, let's wrap up. This is Prashant and Siddharth, and trying to overcome the technical glitch that we had,
Yeah,
which is
technical glitch. And yeah, thank you to all the users. Not the users, I'm sorry. Thank you to all the listeners. Um, we again keep giving us your listens, your likes, your comments, all of your engagement with our content.
yep,
Everything you guys say, all your suggestions, we're taking them into account. So
for sure,
feel free to just
For sure. Yeah, well
engage
said.
with our content. Yeah.
Well said, Siddharth. And, as we had said at the beginning when we started this podcast, is we are just three guys representing three different generations. But all three of us just love to talk about cricket, all form from all over the place. So I think this is a wrap for us. This is the Cow Corner, Prashant and Siddharth.
Yeah, peace out, guys.
Good night.
This episode was produced by Mukta, Phatak. Music by Joe Reynolds.